Hey everybody, welcome back to Hardcore Heroes.
All right.
Okay, so hold on. Sean is sleeping for an hour. You guys flew away.
Yeah.
And what are you doing now?
We're having this conversation about the potion of vitality.
Okay.
And then I look up in the air, I just have a thought to myself, and I imagine them dragging Jeeves down the street and hanging him from a noose from the gallows in the middle of Redport for my crimes. And then I say to Kine, I've got to go back now. And
Why?
I take the... They're going to... They'll kill Jeeves.
They let him go. The guard let him go.
They're not going to let him go now that we've escaped.
And what do you want to do now?
I'm going to go rescue them. I don't know how you can get back in. I don't think you can.
What do you want to do now? How will you go back in? Will you have another...
Well, if I drink this potion, I can learn new spells. And then I can go in there and rescue Jeeves. Find the chest. Find Van. Come back out here and find you. But
it's kind of... I had bad experiences being alone in the wilds before.
Yeah. Let me look at my spell list here. The spell message. What kind of range does that have? It's not very long, is it? No. No. Not long enough to speak to Van. I've got no way of communicating with Van.
Nope.
You do know where I am right now, though.
Nope, you moved. Yeah. You left the tree spot and moved into the cemetery, right?
I thought I was in the cemetery already, though. So he knows the rough location of where I am.
That's true. Yeah.
Malachi, I have a plan. You can make us both invisible, transform yourself, fly us into the city to a spot a bit more isolated, and I will wait there.
But the problem is
then out here.
The problem is then getting you back out.
Well, we can again wait for you to rest, and as long as we are invisible, you can look for an isolated spot in the city where no guards are, and unlikely will be any.
Well, Ranger, if you're afraid to spend the night out in the woods on your own, then I suppose I'll bring you with me.
There, in the woods. There are no woods here. That is the problem.
Well, I suppose days don't come much more rainy than this, as I dig through my bag and pull out the potion of vitality and drink it.
It is consumed.
Fucking hell, that was short-lived.
I'm remembered of the moment where I tearfully had to use my precious potion of superheroism.
That is true.
Okay. To be fair, I feel like both uses of that potion of vitality have had good causes.
Yeah,
so far.
Mine was superheroism.
Same with the potion of superheroism.
So do you want to switch to Sean while I work out what spells I'm going to learn?
All right.
After I nap, Van gets up, and you said I'm by an abbey, right? So I'm probably in my element even. Mm-hmm. And Van's going to go behind the abbey or something and just start memorizing spells.
Sure. How long were you a tree?
I wanted to wait an hour-ish and just kind of observe the area and make sure it was a quiet, secluded place for me to nap.
Sure. So it's been 2 hours, and then some travel time. So we'll just call it 2 hours since the incident.
And Van, I'll go ahead and just get my spells and then post them in chat.
How long is it going to take you to memorize all these spells?
40 minutes plus 20 minutes. So 1 hour, and then there was something else. Oh, an hour and 20 minutes.
Okay.
Total. Doing the 4th level spell first, yeah. 4th level spell first.
Sure. You pass your hour and 20 minutes in the cemetery fairly peacefully.
Cool. So once Van is done with that, he's going to stick close to the walls of the city, and he's going to go looking around. I kind of want to observe.
You want to be on the edge of the city?
Yeah, I'm going to be going around the edge of the city, and I'm going to try and just kind of walk around until I find the gate and I want to see if the gates are open. And I'm not going to get close to the gate. I just want to know what the situation is at the gate from a good distance.
Okay.
As I'm learning my spells now, would that count as an attack and break invis? No, that seems like it wouldn't.
An ESP is no attack, I would say.
It's not an attack spell.
Okay, cool.
Maybe if you're trying to probe someone's mind, it would be, though. Actually, because you are forcing yourself on their mental state. It's an interesting quandary.
It's your call. I'll take it if.
Well, the normal ESP isn't an attack. Only if you...
Actually, fuck it. I'm not going to take it. No, never mind. It doesn't actually matter what I take, because I can just add new spells whenever I want.
Stop.
Yeah, you get the next week to yourself.
Detect the surface thoughts of a creature in range. Is probing someone's mind.
I don't think that's probing, really. That's like collecting the like if he were digging deep into their head and trying to like uncover memories, that'd be one thing. But I feel like he's literally just taking the surface thoughts. He has no control over what he gets. It's just whatever they happen to think at the time. I feel like he's more a collector than a prober in this situation.
I mean, that's kind of the same thing.
I think there's a difference between like there are attacks.
Quote from the spell: when the wizard employing the spell is able to probe the surface thoughts of the creature for 1 round.
That's fair. I just think there's a difference because like I have a spell called Memory Read, right? And I can use that to force somebody to like share a memory with me.
Right.
And it's forceful. Like I can force out memories.
Right. So that would definitely be an attack spell.
That's definitely an attack. I feel like something that just collects the surface thoughts is less of a probe and more of like gathering data that's on the surface anyways.
Right, so there's the spell.
I think it's the same kind of idea as a thought collection, like that spell I have.
Right, that's kind of just gathering things that are still lying around. Emotion perception allows the caster to sense the emotional state and level of determination from one or more military units. That sounds like it's not quite a probe. ESP is right on the line of like, is it... I'm going to say no. ESP won't break invisibility.
Okay,
but that is like as far as you can go without breaking invis.
Okay.
So Sean, you start making your way around the city wall towards the gate. And it has been, you were a tree for an hour, you slept for an hour, then you memorized spells for an hour.
Yeah.
And change. So it's been 3 hours. Okay.
Okay.
What are you wearing as you walk around town?
What
do you normally walk around?
How busy is it where I'm wearing, like, if I go along the wall, are there people there, or is that kind of like the fringe of town where nobody goes?
No, there's definitely people there. Redport is a bustling city.
Okay, never mind then. In that case, Van is going to cast Windborne at the wall and just fly out of the city. You also mentioned I can cast it as a lower level spell, or you said that that's a rule in general. You can like cast a spell as a lower level spell.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna Windborne high enough to get over the wall and then just glide down and start leaving the city.
Can you cast as a lower level spell?
Like if you wanted to cast magic missile and you only wanted to discharge a single magic missile, I would say that's an acceptable thing.
Maybe I shouldn't do that. Yeah, you said that you can lower the spell level, but every aspect of the spell gets lowered if you do that.
Right.
So like if I lower the radius, then I also lower the like duration if that's affected by level.
Right.
But can I can I just never mind on that and wait in the Abbey for a while? Like how close to the wall is the Abbey? Like could I make a quick escape if somebody were to find me?
You can see the wall from the Abbey. It's maybe 700 feet, 800 feet. It's fairly close.
Okay. I think I'm going to wait for a while then.
So Van has like started walking out towards the wall.
And then I
changed his plan, started walking forward, and then came back and is...
So I've got a feeling... Yeah, I think I'm just going to wait in the Abbey, because I know Malachi knows that I was there.
Don't forget, like, you don't know what...
Yeah, I don't know what went down, but my thought is like there's a good chance they didn't make it out of the city, right? Like, a bunch of people
planned on following them out of the city.
So they could either be going to Clydesdale right now, or they could have been caught up somehow. And I know Malachi would be fine because he has invisibility. So Van's thought is he'll wait for a while, and if like nightfall comes, he's just gonna leave. or if somebody finds him, he's going to leave and just fly over the wall. But he's going to wait for a few hours here and see if Malachi shows up to talk to him. And if not, he's going to assume they went to Clydesdale and just fly over the wall and start leaving.
You travel a Chimera road on your own.
Whatever you got to do, man. Well, I mean, I have a new tree. Actually, it would take me an hour and 50 minutes. I forgot I have to rememorize that 3rd level spell.
Okay, so I need to learn. Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
While you're in the cemetery memorizing your last spell, you hear the sound of, I don't want to say commotion, but movement coming in your direction. You can hear voices. You can hear things kind of clanking against each other.
So it sounds like metal
coming
clanking.
your way.
Van Helsing is probably like memorizing spell. I imagine it's kind of like a peaceful sight. Like he has his medallion in front of him. He's probably humming a song. That's probably like a fond memory from his time growing up in the abbey.
Mm-hmm.
And so they probably walk up to that, and he stops what he's doing and says, "Can I help you, gentlemen?" Who do I see?
You see what look to be 8 or 9 day laborers carrying shovels heading into the cemetery.
Oh. They have a lot of work to do.
I'm like, oh my, that's are you digging graves?
They look at you, their mouths go agape, they drop their shovels and they run.
Stone-skinned monster!
Alright. Van Helsing just kind of goes to the wall and flies out of the city.
Alright, you make your way to the wall. As you do so, other people catch sight of you, and they do a similar, monster! Or it's one of them!
It's probably better than I'm stone-skinned in the end anyways, so yeah. Van is just gonna fly over the wall and leave the city. It might have actually worked if I had gotten rid of stone skin, but it's probably better this way, honestly. So I'm gonna head south for a little while, probably like 20 or 30 minutes. And then I'm just gonna start cutting toward the Clydesdale west.
When you fly over the wall, you just kind of, how high do you fly?
However high I need to get over the wall. I want to go as low as possible while still clearing it. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Do you know where we should have met? We should have met in the town with the were-up.
That would be a better idea.
Yeah. Yeah, Ratberg, yeah.
Maybe Van will go there just to lay low for a little while.
Catberg, yeah. I'm sure. I can't see how that could go wrong.
I can always just scry on you to find out where you are.
That's true, yeah. You can probably speak to me as well.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Unless Neolite rules I can use something like telepathy through the scrying.
Well, we're not there yet, so let's not worry about it.
You can't cast spells through it.
So you hop over and glide down. Mm-hmm. There is commotion and noise. People see you doing this. I
imagine there's no like guards on the wall, considering it's nowhere near a gate.
No, there's no guards on the wall at this section here. But there are people around who see you fly up and
That's
over.
Fine. And Van's just gonna start jogging. I have unfailing endurance, so I'm gonna like jog and like move at a good clip to like go south for a while, probably like 20 or 30 minutes, and then take a cut west.
Okay. So you take a cut west.
Toward Clydesdale.
Okay, so you're going away from the road.
Out west, yeah.
Yeah, I go south, so I'm not on the road. I don't want to be on the road.
Right.
Wait, isn't the road south out of Redport?
It is, but he's actually on the west side of the town where the abbey was. He's kind of actually on the northwest
side. Let me pull up the map here really fast so that I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
God, man, this whole session's took a funny turn.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, this is a pretty nuts session. Okay, so Redport does go south. Okay, in that case, I'm on the west side of town. Mm-hmm. Ben's gonna head west for a while and then cut south.
Okay.
I was thinking Redport was lower south until I looked at the map.
All right, so you are heading west.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's just see if they find you.
I go at a good clip, yeah.
Yeah, let's just see if they find you.
That unfailing endurance might save me here.
Not when they're on horseback.
Yeah.
We'll see.
But you know this is kind of a big, wild, open area. They only have a vague report on... Well, they have an exact report on where you went over the city walls, but they don't know where you went from there. So their chance to find you is not going to be super great, but there are a lot of hilltops. Okay, I'm just going to make a... Okay, no, that's not good for you. So you're walking.
Mm-hmm.
Not quite near the ocean, but you're moving in that direction. Let's actually switch to this overlay. When you glancing around you, see dust being kicked up behind you, and the
How many?
clear sign of horses.
How many?
You can't see the horses yet. I'm giving you a heads up before you can even see the people. You just see the
Okay.
dust
Oh.
being kicked up.
So I'm gonna keep moving. I'm gonna look for like an area that's reasonably like vegetated, and I'm gonna cast Entangle on that vegetation so that when they charge at me, those horses get tripped up and they throw them off the.
Are you going to hang
riders
out in
get
this
thrown off.
vegetated area until they arrive?
I mean, they're chasing after me, right? So I'm gonna try and. Are there like trees I can hide behind? Because my goal here, I'm worried they might try to spread out and circle around me. If I do that, so I'm gonna move a distance away from where I do cast the Entangle. But my goal is to try and like see where they are first, so that I can put the Entangle down and know
Sure.
the path they're taking, so that they'll go over the Entangle radius.
Sure. So you're, let's see. You're at the bottom of a valley between two hills right now, and you can see the dust being kicked up from down the valley. And as they get a little bit closer, you notice that there is a pack of horsemen, maybe three horsemen,
Okay.
and they're coming down the valley towards you. And you notice there is a little bit of dust elsewhere being picked up a little bit further. So it does seem like there's a spreading of cavalry.
Okay. In that case. Ooh. All right. So I'm gonna put the in the direction they're coming. I'm gonna go and drop down the Entangle. Right. I'm gonna try and hide, and I want them to go over the Entangle before they see me.
Okay. So you're in this little valley.
There's some
It's
off to my
maybe-
side, right? And the one that's coming, you said that there's one basically coming down this valley toward me, right?
Yeah, so the valley is maybe 1,000 feet across. You know, it's not a huge valley. The hills are maybe
Or actually, hold
200
on.
feet tall.
Hold
and
on
so it's
here.
kind of sloping out.
I'm in a vegetated area.
Yeah, there's
there are
a lot
trees.
of grass. There are
there
some
trees?
There's not.
Van
it's
turns
not
into a
forest.
shrub.
Do you have that spell twice?
Yes, that was the third level spell I rememorized.
Okay, so you turn yourself into a tree.
Yeah.
Fucking trees, come on.
That's the
Saving
only
the
spell
day.
I retook.
Yep. Let's check.
I
what
am
their-
completely imperceptible from any other like normal shrub.
Right. So the cavalry comes towards you, and they begin to spread out. So the three that were coming down the valley spread out, so they're maybe 300, 400 feet apart each. And they eventually start to slow down a couple hundred feet from you. And you notice up on the hill on the left and right side are also, there's a horseman on either side of that. You can't see if there's more horsemen beyond on the other hills, but so you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And they go at a much slower pace now, just almost like a walking pace on the horses.
I can do this for 2 hours, Neil.
And they just kind of cruise through the valley. One of them gets within, that's 40 feet of you,
Okay.
and just kind of looks around, doesn't see you. And the horsemen just kind of move through the valley until they get to an area that's significantly different. And then they turn around and they come back, very slowly moving. And then they all, like, the 5 of them cluster up together. Let's see, D6 times 100 feet from you, 300 feet from you. And you notice 3 other horsemen from over the hills arrive over here. And they all gather together 300 feet from you and like have some sort of conversation. And then they split up and fan out and head back down the valley in the other to the west.
Okay. I'm gonna stay as a shrub for the full 2 hours.
Right,
Or
so
let me get
this-
the exact duration.
This whole process of them coming down and back and then gathering and splitting and moving takes maybe an hour and 15, hour and 20 minutes.
Okay, so let me get the full duration so you know it. I need to find it really fast. It's not showing up on my spell list for some reason.
Which one?
Oh, there it is. 6 turn plus 1 turn per level, so 2 hours and 10 minutes. So I have another hour as a tree after they start going out.
Sure. So an hour later, they're gone. Okay, hold on. So it's been 3 and 2 is 5, maybe another 1 for moving around, and then it took you guys. So it's well into the afternoon by now. It's like probably 3 or 4 o'clock.
Okay.
And we're in the late fall, early winter, late fall. So the sun will be setting I don't know. When does the sun set on November 18? The sun sets at 5 o'clock, so the sun will be down in a couple of hours.
But are we on the southern hemisphere, Neil? Because then it would be summer for us.
It is getting on towards winter.
How long are you memorizing spells, Nick?
Well, because I don't need to memorize them all right now, do I? That's the thing. So I'm a little bit concerned about guards coming after us. But
Well, I can call you.
what I'll do is I'm going to cast Invis on both of us first, which takes 40 minutes. And then I'm going to cast. I'll ask you, do you want another Stone Skin?
Sure.
Then I'll cast Stone Skin on both of us. That's another 80 minutes. It's already been 2 hours at this point. And then the spells that I've listed there are going to take like another 4 hours to learn.
Okay, so 6 hours.
Yeah.
Nia, did you roll Stone Skin? Plus both?
D3 plus 4.
D3 plus 4 for both of you.
D3?
Yeah. It is D3, isn't it?
I thought it was
D4.
D4, but
Let me check.
I might be wrong.
Stone Skin.
D4, yep.
Yeah.
Sorry. Oh, yeah.
D4 plus 4. Okay, set.
I will recast my armor spell as well, just in case that needs refreshing.
Sure.
Yeah, that's another 10 minutes. Alright, so does 6 hours pass?
6 hours pass. It must be nighttime for you by now.
Alright, Kine. I cast, well, give me another 40 minutes. I cast Polymorph Self, and then,
I climb onto the invisible.
No. I relearn Polymorph Self, and then turn into a Pegasus, and we fly to the...
So you cast Polymorph Self, turn back into...
Well, I don't
He just
I
turns
don't
into
turn
another
into
person, I
anything.
guess.
No, I don't. I just cast it. I don't turn into anything immediately.
Okay. Cast
then
it, learn something.
So 40 minutes gone off the duration.
Mhm.
Relearn the spell, then turn into a Pegasus, which takes 1 round. You know,
Right.
We fly.
we take a while to find out where each other is.
Are you level 7 or 8?
8.
Okay.
I think it's what is it, 16 turns, or is it 24
Yeah,
turns?
16 turns. So,
2 hours
12,
and 40 minutes.
Right, so you've got 2 hours after rememorizing the spell to...
Yeah. But that's
So
enough
you
to get
are
us
a visible Pegasus or an invisible Pegasus?
invisible.
Invisible Pegasus with a visible rider?
Invisible.
No, he's invisible too.
Okay. Everyone's invisible and you fly into the city.
Yes.
To
Okay.
an isolated spot.
It takes half an hour to get back into the city, right?
Right. There's not much in the way of isolated spots, although I guess it is getting dark now, so it's approaching towards nighttime. Redport is a fairly bustling place. There's not much in the way of like quiet, unattended areas. You might be able to find one somewhere, or maybe a rooftop to
I
land
mean,
on.
there's a cemetery.
Yeah. Well, the cemeteries are actually quite busy now.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna find somewhere to drop Kine off. He's invisible, so I just need somewhere to lie and drop him lying.
When I get off, I pat your flank like on a horse, and then right.
All right, Kine.
Good flight, Malachi.
I will meet you back here. Just in 24 hours, you'll turn visible. So if I'm not back before then, have a plan ready in case I'm dead or something. But hopefully, I'll be back before then.
We need to decide where it is that you drop him off. What part of the city?
Well, I mean, I'm overhead, right? I'm looking for somewhere that's not that busy where no one's going to walk into him. It's probably just like the edge of the wall somewhere.
Okay, so you want to drop him off on the ground level.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. You don't want to be on a roof, do you? And it's harder for you to get down.
How high is the wall, and how
30 feet
how
tall.
much space is on the wall itself?
The wall is maybe 10 feet thick, but then there's also like a good 3 foot or 4 foot thick parapet on the front side, so it's maybe 6 feet wide.
I say to Malachi, just drop me off on the wall, and it's a section where there are no guards.
How will I find you?
You will find the section. I will wait here.
Okay.
So the wall's pretty big. It goes all the way around the town, except for the borders where the town hits the ocean. So do you want to be on the west side or the south side?
East side,
The
probably.
east side would be the ocean.
Mm,
The map is not great. Redport is...
Built into the coast.
Yeah,
Then-
I couldn't put the city in the appropriate place, so I'm going to just do a quick doodle of what it looks like here for you.
A bit like
Oh.
that, maybe.
It-
Like that.
No. So it's actually more a coastline like this that Redport is built against. And you've got a wall that comes down here. This is all
Then-
ocean.
Then south side, but far away from any gate.
Yeah. It's something like this, and there is a gate here.
Well, I can't. I would ask you why you want to be on the wall, but I can't speak to you, so I let you. I just go where you tell me to land and leave you there.
So pick a spot along the wall. Bastion.
Probably. I mean, is here anything? Is this place anything? Gates or?
No, there's no gates. The very
Yeah,
edge of the wall has a little bit of. There's not. It's kind of a quiet area. That's probably as quiet as it gets.
Cool.
About here.
All right. So that's where you are. There.
And I'm invisible, and if any guards come by, I try to avoid
Okay.
them.
Malachi, when you're dropping him off here, you see the little shack that was your father's girlfriend's residence. It's actually quite close to this spot on the wall. Right
Sure.
here on the beach.
I guess I have a bit of a crisis of conscience at that time, thinking back to times when things were different. But I push those thoughts to the back of my head like the true hero I am,
Mm-hmm.
and I shift into a wren, which
Mhm.
is a small bird,
Mm-hmm.
and I will now take to flying around the town. I've got
Okay.
about, what, an hour and a half left? Yeah?
Sure.
Yeah. So the first thing I'm going to do is look if they've hanged Jeeves.
You cruise around. It's dark, but you find the area where the gallows are. You do not see any fresh bodies hanging from it,
Thank
or
God
any
for that.
bodies at all.
I go back to the gate where we left the carriage.
It's not there.
Okay. I go and try and find the guardhouse.
Could you find a guardhouse as a bird? You don't know this town too well.
Well, we did spend quite a lot of time here, actually, at the start.
Why
of
don't you
this-
give me a
Intelligence?
intelligence check at -5 to see if you can find the guardhouse, if you can recognize it.
Fail at -5.
Oh, okay. Can't quite find the guardhouse.
Okay. I go to where Van's tree was.
It's not there anymore.
Okay.
And your wrenness is running out. Scouring the city for the guardhouse takes a lot of time.
Alright, what is it that's stopping me finding the guardhouse?
You're just not. You don't know what the building would look like. So you're looking at buildings, and none of these look like a guardhouse.
So would it be easier to find if I was a person, or not?
It probably no. It wouldn't be any easier to find if you were a person, unless you talked to another person and said, "Hey, where is the guardhouse?"
Okay. How many people are still around in the streets?
Everyone. I mean, it's the city continues to function despite the chaotic event.
Okay. Then I will, I fly over to Zinley's house.
Cool.
Does it look like any shit's gone down here?
No, it looks like the door's shut.
Alright. I will, I land in front of the door, turn into a spider, crawl under the door.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do a look around here. What's going on? Are the bodies still in there?
Everything is exactly as you left it, except the bodies are now a little bit swollen.
Alright. I will, What will I do?
What will you do?
I will. So I get my spell book. I get turned back into me.
Mm-hmm.
I get my spell book out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna cast. Maybe I don't. Cancel my invis.
Mm-hmm.
Recast polymorph self.
Did you have 2 memorizations of it?
Well, I relearned it,
Relearned it? Okay, right.
so I cast it again.
Right. Okay.
But to be safe, I will now relearn it again.
Okay, so you have another 2 hours of being polymorphed.
Yeah. But I am visible now,
Uh-huh.
so I will spider back out the chimney, find an alleyway or something where no one is. Can I do that? Just
Sure.
It only has to be for a moment. And I will polymorph self into an attractive woman.
Okay, you are down by the docks right now, is where Zinli's place is, and all this is taking place.
Or maybe if I'm by the docks, maybe not too attractive.
All right,
I don't want any trouble.
you are now a woman walking through town with gray skin because you've got stone skin on.
Ah, fuck. All right. This whole plan is moot at this point. When I realize this.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I'll very quickly then turn back into a spider, go back into Zinli's house, cancel the stone skin, like stab myself until it goes away, and come back out and do the same thing.
I love the image of people like, oh shit, I've got stone skin.
They accidentally do it one too many times and just stab themselves in the arm.
I think if you were trying to do it though, it'd be very easy because you just make sure you check your hand every time.
Yeah.
Right.
So you're now a normal woman
Attractive
walking through the streets.
And I
In
will
the
now
evening.
attempt to find the guardhouse.
On foot or by asking people, or what's your approach?
Yeah, I will go and find some drunk people hanging outside taverns that aren't in the docks. So
Okay.
nicer taverns. And I'll just ask someone if they know where the jail is.
Of course. The jail's at the no, it's not in the lighthouse. They give you directions to the jail. It's fairly near to the docks.
Marvelous. All right. I find a secluded place and turn back into a wren.
Okay. You are now a bird again.
All right. I fly to the guardhouse.
You arrive at the jail cell, the jailhouse.
All right. What kind of building is it?
It's fairly small. It's maybe 20 by 20. It's a square building. There's a little sign dangling in front showing bars. Yeah.
Could I fly in, or is there anyone right there?
There's an open window that you could go perch yourself on.
Yeah. All right. I'll do that.
Okay. You see some guards standing inside. I'm sorry. You see a guard sitting inside playing a game of solitaire, probably, right behind a wall with a door. The entrance room is maybe 10 feet deep and 20 feet long, so it's like covers the length of the room, but only goes about half. It covers the length of the building, but only goes halfway into the building. There is a door directly behind the guard, and he is at the far end of the room. So, I think I'm doing a terrible job of explaining this here.
Yeah,
If you scroll to the left of Hillsborough, I'm going to draw something for you. So you've got a square building, roughly square. There is a door like this.
Yep.
And it's like this. And you've got this window right here that you're perched on because the ocean is over here.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's like a door here. And the guard is sitting behind a table in the middle of the room. Well, in the middle but top of the room.
Is there any other windows on the building?
There's another window here. And another window here. This part has no windows at all on it.
Okay. So, is the guard looking in my direction right now?
Yeah, totally. A bird just landed on his window.
Alright, I'll fly away and go to the other window.
Sure.
Or I go from like the ground outside the southern window and then turn into a spider, and my goal is to crawl along the wall or the ceiling and then try and get under the door.
Okay.
You should probably actually have invis here. Let me think. How far away is Zinley's house? It's not far from here, right?
No. If you were a
All right.
person, you could walk there in 15 minutes.
I'm gonna.
Not
I guess I stay as the bird, fly back to Zinley's house, cast invis, relearn invis. How long's left on the polymorph? How long has it been since?
Oh, God.
We recast polymorph?
Probably
Hold
under-
on. You had 2 hours. Then let's say it took you 20 minutes to find a nice, reputable part of town that you felt comfortable asking. Another 10 minutes to get to the guardhouse from there. So that's 30 minutes into it. Then you go back to Zinley's, which is 15 minutes. So that's 45 minutes used. Then you cast invisibility, learn invisibility. No, learn
Yeah.
learn
Relearn
invisibility.
invis. Yeah.
That's another 20 minutes. So we're at almost an hour, or a little over an hour. So you've used a little more than an hour, so you've got a little less than an hour. Then you walk 15 minutes back to, or you fly back there. It probably takes you a little less time than walking. So let's say it takes you 10 minutes to get there. So you're, let's say you've got roughly 45 minutes of time, roughly.
Once I'm there.
Yeah, but again, there's no watches or clocks, so this is all fairly rough.
All right. Yeah. No, I'm still in Zinley's then. So I'm gonna do some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm gonna. Let me think. What spells do I need here? I will take. There's only the one guard, right? There could
That
be
you
more
saw?
back in the second room.
Oh, by the way, Neil, 50 minutes as a person to Zinlace. He was a bird. So
Yeah. It's.
These are all very rough estimates, so it doesn't change much.
All right. I'm gonna get rid of this detect magic for a sleep spell.
Okay.
Just in case I need it.
She's probably left the city already.
Fucking Jeeves, you better be in it.
I mean, he knows that we're going to Clydesdale in the long run.
You heard it.
Yeah. Well, I just need to make sure he's not in here. And anyway, our chest is in here.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how
Unless he rode out with the carriage.
I'm not sure how I get the chest out, but we'll see about that. All right, so I add sleep to my spell list.
Okay.
I'm gonna recycle the polymorph self as well,
Okay.
just to be safe, because after relearning spells and stuff.
Sure.
All right, and then we head back, and we do the spider thing under the door.
All right. You spider under the door. It is a
In-
dark
I'm
room. on the
Invisible
other
now,
side.
though. Yeah.
Right. It's a dark room on the other side.
Okay, completely black.
I mean, there's a little light coming from underneath the door, but that's about it. There are no windows in here, so you can't see much of anything.
Okay. There's no other guard in here unless he's sitting in the dark,
Right.
but I can't see anything. Okay. I will polymorph back
Mm-hmm.
into a person.
Mm-hmm.
Into me.
Sure.
And I'll walk quietly, and yeah, I'm invisible. I try and feel the bars.
You find a staircase in front of you.
Does it go up or down?
Down. This is a single-story domicile.
Alright, back into a spider, down the stairs.
Okay. The wooden stairs give way to stone stairs about halfway down, and you find yourself underground.
On what? You cut out a second there.
You find yourself underground.
Okay. Is that light?
Nope. You're black.
Okay. Right, good. So I head down under. Is it through another door, or do the stairs just come out into a room?
Well, you can't see anything. You're a spider, so you wouldn't even have noticed a door. You're just cruising along in pitch black, going forward, downstairs, 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 and then you're on a stone floor that is no longer a staircase.
Yeah, okay. I'll turn back into me.
Okay. Good thing you're not under a door when you turn back into you.
Yep, good thing.
You are now a person in here.
There's no light though, right? It's pitch
No
black
light.
down here.
It's pitch
Alright.
black.
I will take out my continual lightstone.
Okay. The bright daylight sheds across the area. You hear some gasps of breath from the prisoners. You see a corridor with jail cells on either side. And in the cell directly next to you, right on your left, is Jeeves. He is badly beaten. He's got bruises all over him. His hair has been ripped out. He's got lacerations. Looks like he might even be missing some teeth. He's unconscious on the floor with his mouth open. Those teeth might have been missing beforehand. You're not sure.
So I will... He's knocked out, right? Is there any gear down here?
No. Who is keeping track of what's in the chest?
We have gold in it, and we have all the treasure. Or
Okay,
like
can you send me a list on like
objects.
Discord or something with the
See.
what's in it?
Did anyone else put their gold in there?
No.
Okay.
I would have done, but I didn't really have that much until recently.
So there's 300 and... I probably keep like 15 gold coins on me, just as like, in case I need to buy something on the fly. So there'd be 343 gold coins.
Can you just send it in Discord?
Oh yeah, I'll just send.
Forget any numbers, yeah. Cool. So you see Jeeves there, and as well as other prisoners.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna polymorph elf. I will crawl under Jeeves's cell. Turn back into me.
Sure.
Okay.
You're now adjacent to Jeeves.
How accurately could I dimension door out of here? I've got an accurate mental image of where I want to be on the street, so I think I can just do it, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So I cast Invis on Jeeves, keeping hold of him, and dimension door out onto the street.
You appear in the middle of the streets in the town. Are you holding Jeeves in your arms, or are you just like holding onto him?
No, I'm holding him in my arms since he's knocked out, right? Okay. So I put the continual lightstone away before all of this. My goal now is to get Jeeves into Zinley's house. I've got the key for the door, haven't I? So I'll just go there with him, and I'll wait until...
I don't know if you have the key for Zinley's door.
Well, I took all of our keys to unlock all our chests and stuff, so I imagine I've got the key for the door. I haven't tried it yet, but...
You kept all of her keys to all of her chests after you took everything out of them?
Well, I
Would
probably...
you hold on to Zinley's keys?
I probably throw away all the ones that weren't the ones... Well, I don't know. I mean, how unreasonable would it be to hold on to a key?
I don't know. It just...
I don't want to be accused of metagaming, but I feel like I'd hold on to the key for the house. So I'd discard the ones as they open the chests, and then see how many were left after that.
Which would be just the one.
Right. So I don't think I've thrown that away.
Okay.
So I will, assuming that that's what that is, I haven't tried it. I will lean Jeeves up against the door. We're both invisible. And I'll wait for the streets to be clear, and then open the door and drag Jeeves inside.
Yeah, this part of town, it's been a few hours now since you've been in town. It's well after dark. Things are starting to calm down. This Zinley's place is just off of the docks, and the docks are still fairly busy at night. It's going to take you maybe 20 minutes of waiting before this area is clear enough that you feel comfortable opening the door and having no one see you.
That's fine.
Okay.
I will, I lay Jeeves down in the living room on the sofa or something. If there is one. It's the shop, isn't it? So actually maybe there isn't.
Right, there's no sofa, there's no living room.
So I lie him down on the floor then. I go and make. Is there a lock on the bedroom?
There's a lock on the door at the top of the staircase.
Okay, I'll make sure this is locked so Jeeves isn't going upstairs. So I can like crawl under it, lock it, crawl back out.
Sure.
Right.
I mean, it locks from both sides. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Phase 2 is find the chest.
Okay. We're gonna leave you there for now.
Yeah.
And we're gonna flip back to Van Helsing.
Okay,
who,
so
it's
the tree
evening.
spell, the tree spell wore off. And so Ratberg was how far out of town? It took us a few hours once we left Redport, right?
Yeah, it's many hours out of town.
Okay, so I went about 30 minutes west, and I'm going to start heading south. And I'm going to try and navigate my way to toward Ratberg, because that's a nice town that's like on the way to Clydesdale, and I can stop there and get my bearings.
Okay. So you've never approached Ratberg from this area. You're not
No.
super familiar with this part of the world. I'm going to need you to make
what I'm planning to do is just go straight south to the road, and then connect and figure it out from there.
Wow. That's crap. So you'll head south until you get to the road, which is like 8 miles from where you are. That'll take you
a few hours.
It's a hilly area, yeah. So it's going to take a couple of
from evening
4 hours.
Like it's been many hours. It's well into the night by the time Malachi's done this, so I'm probably still ahead of Malachi time.
Eventually, you'll make it to the road.
Yeah, and from there I want to start figuring out where I am and head toward Ratberg.
Sure. Considering it's night, you're not exactly sure where you're on the road, and it's been like 4 months since you've been to Ratberg. Give me an intelligence check to see if you can find your way there. This will just be, if you fail, you just can't find your way, and we're just
sure.
done.
That's a fail, so I guess I try to find it, I'm like, nope, and I just go back to the road.
Yeah, so it takes you a couple of hours of walking around until you're confident that you can't find your way to Ratberg.
So I'm going to do, it's nighttime. I'm going to try and find like a well-covered area I can hide in to sleep. And one thing that's worth noting is I believe, I can't find this in the books, but there's you risk getting fatigued if you sleep in your armor, right?
There's no rules for sleeping in your armor.
Okay, because I have unfailing endurance. So I would likely not be fatigued by that because I'm practically immune to the effects of fatigue.
There's no rules for sleeping in armor.
Okay, I could have sworn there was a
really
fatigue.
Uncomfortable.
Yeah,
there might be something
I
in
thought there was like a
combat
fatigue
tactics
penalty
about it, but we don't really use fatigue rules. So
I guess I sleep in my armor. I'll just say it's because I have unfailing endurance that I have no issue with that.
That's fine. So you sleep in your armor on the road.
Yeah, or not on the road. I'm trying to head off and find like a well-covered area that I can keep myself like out of sight from both animals and any passerby. So I'm off the road a little ways.
Okay, you go try and find a place to sleep, to hide for the night while you sleep.
Yeah.
Okay, why don't we take our last break, and when we come back, we will hopefully sort everything out and get the party back together. So we'll see you guys on the other side of our break. Bye-bye.
I need to heal Jeeves.